Who knew what? A new report claims top Indians leaders, including Terry Francona, Mickey Callaway's alleged inappropriate behavior. We have the latest developments.
Fighting to get vaccinated. Bus drivers and restaurant workers left off the latest vaccination list, and now they're speaking out about it.
Nobody answers the phone. They just say, go to our website.
One elderly woman trying to sign up for a vaccine appointment signed up for groceries instead. Her advice to others trying to navigate the internet and new options worth trying.
And doing double duty, working from home and homeschooling is exhausting. Our Matt Wintz talks to a doctor on how to keep going. What's new starts now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
It most certainly is. Hello again, Northeast Ohio, and come on in to see what's new. I hope you enjoyed the sunshine on this Tuesday afternoon. Temperature's not exactly where we wish they were, but boy, it's funny how, Betsy, the sun just makes everything better. And I think that was the case today. Along with my partner, Betsy Kling, I'm Jay Crawford. Betsy, a very good afternoon to you.
And good afternoon to you. We'll have more details on the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. As you mentioned, not the temperatures we're necessarily used to seeing when we get all that sunshine, but all things with good time.
Yeah, we'll take it. Also, Betsy, we start today with some good news from President Biden this afternoon. He just announced a short while ago that the United States will have enough vaccine for every American adult to get the vaccine by the end of May. And we'll have more on that story coming up in just a bit. But first, a big story swirling this hour around the Cleveland Indians. It all centers around former Indians pitching coach Mickey Callaway. He was with the Tribe from 2013 to 2017 before leaving to manage the New York Mets. The Athletic wrote an article last month detailing the accusations of 5 women against Callaway for lewd and inappropriate behavior. Well, a new report out just this morning by The Athletic claims Indians manager Terry Francona knew about Callaway's alleged behavior against women. 3 News sports director Jim Donovan has been closely following this story, and Jimmy joins us now. Jim, Terry addressed the situation this morning. What do you have to say?
Well, he didn't have a lot to say, and I think he wanted to say more, but I think he feels that at least today it was not the time to do that. But today was a tough day out in Arizona at Indians training camp, and certainly right here in downtown Cleveland with the Indians over at Progressive Field, because as The Athletic first reported in February, the story about Mickey Callaway's alleged behavior towards women, today's report carried with it an awful lot of investigative reporting. And in that investigative reporting, the Indians were front and center. The report says that the Indians employees right at the top of the organization were likely aware of Mickey Callaway's lewd behavior. That means Chris Antonetti, Mike Chernoff, and Terry Francona. Callaway was here with the Indians from 2013 through 2017. The problem for the Indians goes back to when this story first broke at the beginning of February. In that first story by The Athletic, Chris Antonetti said the Indians were not aware of Callaway's actions, that this was the first what they were hearing about that. The reporting today seems to say that's not true at all. Terry Francona today denied that anyone, quote, deliberately covered it up for anybody. He also said the team plans to issue a statement further addressing the issue in the future, which they did about 20 minutes ago. Francona started to get questioned about the situation today during his daily press conference before the Indians cut the questioning off. But here's the initial report.
Right now is just not the right time to respond to some of the questions I'm sure you have. I do hope at some point we're able to, because I think we need to, and just know that we take this very, very serious.
And then the PR department moved in and said baseball questions, but nobody wanted baseball questions today. Now, it got a little bit worse. It got worse today when Terry Francona's son, Nick, went on Twitter and he wrote this, and we will break this right down for you right now. When the news about Mickey Callaway's behavior first came out earlier this year, I confronted my father, Chris Antonetti, and others with the Cleveland Indians. I wanted to know why they didn't say anything to me when the Mets hired Mickey Callaway, and they gave him a strong endorsement. My father lied to me and said he didn't know. He went on to say that he spoke to his dad once again earlier this morning, that they do have a bumpy relationship and that the lying continued at that point in time. A very, very tough day for the Indians. And now you wonder, Jay, as this investigation by Major League Baseball goes on, what happens? Does Major League Baseball come down on the parties that didn't report this the right way and didn't do enough early when it was reported to them? In other words, would they come down on the Indians? And what do the Dolans do right now to the people in their organization who they are very, very proud of and what they've done with the baseball team, and certainly deservedly so for what they've done baseball-wise? But today's report by The Athletic is a bombshell that sends the Indians organization, at least right now, in pieces.
And you get the sense, Jimmy, that this story has a lot of legs left to it. I'm sure we're going to follow it, and I'm sure you'll have more coming up at 6 o'clock. Jim Donovan, thank you very much. Now, in Jim's report, he mentioned that the Indians a very short while ago, in fact, about 20 minutes ago, released a statement. And that statement read, in part, our organization continues to actively cooperate with Major League Baseball on their investigation into Mickey Callaway. It is important we honor the confidentiality and integrity of that investigation. While we don't believe the reporting to date reflects who we are as an organization, we will not comment further on the specifics of this matter. It went on to say they are committed to creating an inclusive work environment regardless of gender, and everyone can feel safe and comfortable inside the organization at all times. Betsy?
Well, we move on now to your feed at 5. And as Jay mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, President Biden announced that there will be enough vaccines for every adult in America to become vaccinated by the end of May. This is partly due to Merck teaming up with Johnson & Johnson to produce more of its vaccine. Now, as companies work to pump out the vaccines, many Ohioans are still very frustrated. Thousands of workers who interact with the public daily feel they are not being prioritized. Our Romney Smith spoke with some who feel they should be part of this next group. Hi, Romney.
Hey, Betsy. Well, I spoke with the union president for the RTA Public Transportation and a restaurant owner today, and they completely understand why healthcare workers were prioritized first and the elderly. They get that, but they're still wondering when they actually get the shot because they interact with the public every single day, face to face. So when it specifically comes to riding buses, they've put in safety measures and also ask every passenger to wear a face mask. They believe that if the RTA employees who want a vaccine would be allowed to get one, that more people would feel comfortable riding public transportation and know that it's even safer to use their service.
And if they see that, they will feel better that, you know, this is a clean, but I can get on the ride and continue to go to church, go to the hospital, go to work. Because, you know, we take everybody to the front door to their jobs and stuff. And so we need to be safe as well as they need to be safe. So I believe it could have an impact on people that want to ride.
Now, keep in mind, early on in the pandemic, more than a dozen RTA drivers caught COVID-19. However, now the rates don't really exist. They're all healthy, and staff and passengers, of course, participate in those safety measures we mentioned earlier. But keep in mind, frontline worker access to the vaccine is different state to state. For example, when it comes to grocery store clerks and employees, right now, there are only 18 states that prioritize them. And Betsy, Ohio isn't one of them. So with this news from President Biden, hopefully everyone who does interact with the public face-to-face every day can feel a little bit more confident.
Right, and it's all about the exposure level, and there's been protections put in place, but if they feel that they're really not going to be safe until they get that vaccine, I can understand why they feel concerns. All right, Romney, thank you so much. Jay?
Well, Betsy, since the vaccination process began, we have heard so many stories from our elderly residents that the sign-up process has just not been easy as they were being asked to navigate websites and go online for answers. Brandon Simmons shares one woman's particularly frustrating story. She thought she was signing up for a vaccine appointment. Wait until you hear what she actually signed up for.
Now, this is just a guess, but there probably aren't many people more frustrated with the vaccine registration process than 78-year-old Lee Freund.
I made a job to look for a place where I could get vaccinated. I cut out everything in the paper, Acme, Giant Eagle, Drug Mart.
She tried her best to find a vaccination appointment.
And I tried, calling all these places, and they all said, go on your website.
To no avail. And going online was the most difficult part of all. Confusing websites and unclear information led her to sign up for grocery delivery when she really just wanted the vaccine.
I don't know how I did it. I'm not that adept, okay? So I called Acme Pharmacy, and she kind of walked me through it, but I still ended up signing up for groceries. So I didn't get any, or I didn't.
But she's not alone. We've fielded many calls into our newsroom about the difficult process. Thankfully, she was finally able to find help at the Akron-Canton Area Agency on Aging. There was someone out there who could help her.
So I called, and someone actually answered the phone, a voice, and it was Amanda. And I started crying because I'm very emotional.
Since that time, Freund has gotten both doses of the vaccine, something nearly 500,000 Ohioans aged 65 and up have done. Her message to those still trying, don't give up.
Sign up as many places as you can and get as much help as you can.
And now remember, anyone having problems using a computer, pick up the phone and dial 211 for help registering for the vaccine. And Lee told me she didn't want to be a burden on anyone, even though she had family members who probably could have helped her. So if you know elderly people out there that you can help, offer to help them. They need it, Jay, more than ever right now, obviously navigating these things that they're normally not used to doing. And I do want to add, Lee is one of the sweetest ladies I've ever had to talk to for an interview.
Brandon, you can tell it just shines through the screen, and you're absolutely right. If you know elderly, please reach out to them and ask for their help, because I can speak from experience. Many of them are either too embarrassed or too proud to ask for that help. So instead, they're just sort of meandering through this process without a vaccination appointment, and that story has been far too common. And I'm sure, Brandon, if you look around, you can find others with similar stories. I helped my mother, who's 80 years old, get hers, and there are countless other stories like it. So please, if you have an elderly person in your life, ask them, do you need help? I bet they'll tell you they do.
For sure.
Brandon, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Well, let's look forward to later this year. Here in Cleveland, one of our pride and joys, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The induction ceremony is going to have a new home. This year's event will be in Cleveland, and it's going to be held at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on October 30th. Will Ewick spoke to those who made the decision to move it from public auditorium. And Will, I imagine the pandemic probably had something to do with this.
Yeah, Betsy, the pandemic had a little bit of a role, but, I got the sense in talking to everyone today that this plan may have taken place a little bit later or even this year if the pandemic wasn't here. There's really no way to know, but you look back at it, and it's been at the public auditorium since 2009 when they brought it back to Cleveland, and it's sold out quickly, so they needed a bigger space. Len Komorowski over there at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and with the Cavs says that this is something that they were hoping to get for several years now, so really it's going to allow more people there. It's going to allow them to keep some of these safety protocols in place. And they're also looking at the tourism dollars with more people coming in, Betsy, more money spent on hotels and restaurants. And of course, they could use it after a year like this.
All right, Will, thank you so much. Jay and I are just sitting here talking about how this makes so much sense to be able to get more people involved with it. And we're certainly so excited about it. Thank you so much, Will.
Well, coming up next on What's New, we're going to tell you about a 21-day challenge, one that...
We're going to tell you about a challenge that's coming up. Hang with us, Will. We know you're out there. I can hear the rock boxes in the background.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to tell you about how a 21-day challenge that doesn't require a lot of work physically, but mentally. January Keaton is going to be along with that story.
And then we all know this guy, John Legend, but did you know that's not his real name? Coming up, the singer explains the details behind that stage name and what the Ohio native's real name is. We'll be right back.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you for that. Better? Okay. Thanks, Al. Yeah, I've got a little time. I'm just if the kids show up though, will they still show up? Oops. Yeah, I'll leave it just in case. Got it. No, that's okay. Like that? Okay, cool. You're awesome. Thank you.
Welcome back to What's New. Here at 3 News, we aim to shine a light on social injustice and help with solutions to live in a better, more equitable world. Now, there's a way that you can get involved. WKYC is partnering with the YWCA Greater Cleveland on their 21-day Racial Equity and Social Justice Challenge that's going on this month. January Keaton has more on how you can participate.
The YWCA of Greater Cleveland is 153 years old. 153 years old.
From its inception, the YWCA worked to empower women with their mantra remaining constant throughout: peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all people. Margaret Mitchell is the president and CEO of YWCA Greater Cleveland.
We were started just after the end of the Civil War, and we were very much focused on empowering women in the first 100 and so years of our existence here in Cleveland.
Later, eliminating racism became part of YWCA's core as well. Fast forward now to 2018, the year the 21-Day Challenge was born. For 21 days in March, participants are presented with challenges like reading an article, listening to a podcast, investing in racial equity and social justice development, or reflecting on personal experiences to discover how racial injustice and social injustice impact the community.
It takes 21 days to build a new habit, and that includes racial equity and social justice.
The 21-Day Challenge is a way to connect with one another and identify ways to dismantle racism and other forms of discrimination. Over 3,500 participants across the country took the challenge last year, with even more signing up this year. The challenge started March 1st, but it's not too late for you to participate. Mitchell says prepare to get out of your comfort zone for this one. You may face some harsh realities on racial and social inequities.
You go to ywcaofcleveland.org and find the registration link right there, and you can join us at any time on the challenge.
The 21-Day Challenge runs Monday through Friday through March 29th. The YWCA website encouraging those who join the challenge to, quote, have an open heart and an open mind. January Keaton, 3 News.
Thank you so much for that, January. Well, as we are here on March 2nd, you know, it's kind of funny. On the way into work, I heard somebody on the radio mentioning that all the people on the news have been saying, I can't believe it's already March. I can't believe it's already March. I've heard a lot of people saying that, though. And, you know, on a day like this, we've started to embrace March. Like, okay, it's March.
Yeah, we absolutely do, Betsy. This has been really nice to see, not just March on the calendar, but the fact that the sunshine's been out last couple days has really, really helped.
Mm-hmm.
It does, and it's been enjoyable, Matt, and I hope it continues. And that's your weather word today, enjoyable.
Absolutely, Jay. That's going to be pretty easy to fit into our forecast over the next 7 days if you like the sunshine. I don't think there's too many cloudy hermits out there for sure. You know, when we have the clear skies like we have outside, it gives us such a gorgeous view down to the surface, obviously. which translates to a gorgeous view of Lake Erie. This is a MODIS satellite imagery from today. You just see so many things on here. The lake about 36% ice covered. It was up to about 44% yesterday, but you can see the areas of ice we have. Lake St. Clair there. You can see even some of the lakes inland there. That's Pymatuming Reservoir there, Mosquito Creek Lake down there towards the Cortland area. Just a gorgeous view. A little bit of snow left over towards Erie and Crawford County out in Pennsylvania, but for us, we are relatively snow-free, except for some of those parking lots at your favorite grocery store still have those big old dirty piles. Clear skies continue tonight, though. This has been quite a setup here as high pressure builds in. We had the cold start this morning. We recovered a little bit today, but it was still on the chilly side. But look at how much the country is quiet right now. Coast to coast sunshine. If you go from the Delmarva Peninsula all the way out towards the west coast of California, some 2,500 miles plus of enjoyable sunshine across the country today. Couple features that we're watching. There's one down to the south. That's a storm system. That'll stay south. And look at the cold air that we had last night producing some ocean effect clouds out over the Atlantic. Interesting there. But for us, our main concern is going to be this area of low pressure off towards our north. No, it's not going to bring us a sharp drop in temperatures. What it's going to do for us really late tomorrow on into the daytime Thursday is it's going to bring us a warm up, but then it's going to shift those winds off that lake. And we all know what that means. It certainly does drop our temperatures. So we recovered nicely today. We were up near 40 degrees. You do notice within about 10, 15 miles of the lake, we did have a lake breeze this afternoon. So those temperatures dropped near the lake shore. And that will be the case really over the next 6 or 7 days. National Design Mart Hour by our forecast. We're clear tonight. Here's how we start our day tomorrow on the sunny side. But look what happens by afternoon. We see that wind shift. That will bring some clouds in off the lake. And those temperatures ought to make a run at 50 inland tomorrow. But they'll drop everywhere tomorrow night. And that'll set the stage for some flurries on Thursday and clouds and kind of cooler conditions. And really that continues the rest of the week. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast, 47 tomorrow. But then we're back into the 30s Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And all indication is that we have a really nice warm-up still next week. Highs in the 50s and even 60 degrees. We'll be back with Pop Break after this.
Well, we are kind of proud of him here in the Buckeye State, and Ohio native John Legend is letting us all in on how he got his stage name. Plus, Taylor Swift unleashed on Netflix after one of its shows took a jab at her love life. Kira Cotton has the scoop in today's Pop Break.
Look what you made her do. Taylor Swift is calling out the Netflix series Ginny and Georgia for a joke it made about her love life.
What do you care? You go through men faster than Taylor Swift.
The singer-songwriter took to Twitter calling the joke lazy and deeply sexist. She continued with a call to action saying, "How about we stop degrading hardworking women by defining this horse crap as funny?" Netflix has not yet responded. Do you know who John Roger Stevens is? You should. He's legendary. It's this guy, John Legend. In an interview with Jimmy Fallon last night, Legend explained how his stage name came to be. The Ohio native revealed he was hanging out in studio sessions with friends when they said he reminded them of old school soul legends. And before he knew it, Kanye West was calling him John Legend on a mixtape, and it stuck.
Or am I gonna go with this more audacious name and call myself a legend before I even have a record deal?
Looks like it worked out in his favor. Serena Williams and her daughter Alexis Olympia are the new faces of Stuart Weitzman. In a series of adorable videos, the famous tennis player and her 3-year-old daughter model designs from the brand's 2021 spring collection. It promotes high fashion and high function.
I would definitely call Olympia my mini-me. She is mini Serena.
This is definitely a winning look for this duo. And while little Alexis may be named after her dad, she surely picked up some star qualities from her mom. Back to you guys.
Yes, she did. Kira, thank you very much. Our Worth the Watch today is all about determination. This is Gus. And you know bulldogs can be stubborn. Well, he has a plan, Betsy. Gus wants an indoor swimming pool. And he is not going to stop until he figures out a way to get that pool inside. Mom would intervene, tell Gus enough is enough, enjoy the pool outdoors. But this guy, I'm telling you, he is just determined. And you got to love him for that.
Oh, my God.
I love his partner there just watching, right? Thinking, oh, Gus, Mom is not going to like this. You're going to be in trouble over this.
You're going to be in trouble, but do it. Do it.
Yeah, right.
Do it.
Because I'll benefit from it, too. Who doesn't love to swim indoors?
Right.
What a
Especially the
mess.
dogs. And it's a lot bigger than their little water dish, so way more fun.
Yeah. It was good.
Well, coming up for us, everybody, we are talking Doing Double Duty. It's a brand new series launching today with that guy, our own Matt Wintz. He's going to be helping all of us working from home, still with kids in the house.
Plus, a new future for Chapel Hill Mall in Akron with a major renovation in store. We have the latest details. That's ahead in Clicking in Cleveland.
And creating a little free library in Akron today to honor Read Across America Day. We'll show you the big unveiling moment at a well-known school.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Well, everybody, welcome back to What's New. I'm Betsy Kling alongside Jay Crawford. And Jay, I know normally I have what today's date is, right? You know, the big holiday for the day. And today, I don't.
There's nothing today?
I just enjoyed the sunshine that we had. You know, normally I try and look it up, and I was like, yeah, you know
what? Wait, we can create one.
I don't want it to get
stale. Make it
National
Sunshine Day.
Okay.
I mean, why not?
March 2nd in Cleveland, National Sunshine Day?
Well, okay. National. That doesn't mean Cleveland. That means national.
We'll bring it in from everybody else.
Right. We'll take it from Arizona. We'll take it from Florida. Sure. That also leads us to this. It's our continuing countdown to spring. We're very excited about spring on the horizon. And Betsy, there you go. We're down to 18 days now. You can feel it getting close, can't you?
Oh, feel the energy. The signs of spring are definitely happening, more and more. And the more you're out and look for things, you'll see it.
Yep.
It's exciting.
Outside today, and even though it was cold, the sun, the birds, I looked up in the trees and I see big budding going on some of the bigger oak trees, that's a sure sign that we're getting close.
The days are getting longer.
Yes, that's my favorite part. It really is. I love it when it gets dark at 9:30 at night. Mm-hmm. Love, love, love. All right, we begin this half hour with 3 things you need to know. U.S. senators grilled FBI Director Christopher Wray today about what his agency knew and what they did ahead of the Capitol riots. Wray claims that his bureau sent a warning to Washington law enforcement agencies predicting violence within 40 minutes of receiving it. The alert included online posts foreshadowing, quote, war at the Capitol. However, the former Capitol Police Chief testified that the information was not flagged as urgent.
Also today, 6 Dr. Seuss books will stop being published because of racist and insensitive imagery. Dr. Seuss Enterprises told the AP that the drawings in the books portray people in ways that are hurtful and wrong. The company added that this is part of its commitment and a broader plan to ensure it represents all and supports all communities and families. The books include And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street, A Cat's Quizzer, McGilligan's Pool, On Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Eggs Super, and If I Ran the Zoo. Today would have been the author's 117th birthday.
And number 3 on our list of 3 things to know, coronavirus numbers continue to be well below our 21-day averages. New cases today coming in at 1,709. That's more than 400 cases below our 3-week average. Also, positivity rate up 0.5% today. It's at 4.3%, but that's still below the WHO's recommended threshold of 5%. Hospitalizations down another 50 today, leaving 1,131 COVID-19 patients statewide. And now more than 1.7 million Ohioans have received at least one vaccination. That is 14.76% of all Ohio residents.
Well, we're really excited about this one. Our new Top Talker is a new series called Doing Double Duty, and we're 1 year into this pandemic now, and parents are still grappling with working from home, remote learning, and all that family togetherness.
Yeah, Betsy, our Doing Double Duty series is for all you parents, aunts, uncles, even grandparents who are juggling many things at once. And by the way, it's going to get more complicated in the weeks ahead as we transition back to whatever our new normal looks like. No one knows more about doing double duty than our Matt Wintz. We've actually been able to watch him do this for the last year as he's been doing the weather and parenting from home, and oftentimes both at the same time, as he is right now. In fact, if you walk by Matt's desk here at WKYC, his desk calendar still reads March 2020. It's frozen in time, my friend.
Yeah, guys, as are my plants. I know my plants there have been frozen in time since. I know some of the staff there tried to water them. I really appreciate that, but I know. I heard they're not doing too well. Emmy's asking me if she can go yet. I said, well, why do you come over here and color for this segment? She's like, can I go yet? So, honey, if you want to go, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Anyway, guys, you have seen my kiddos pop in and out of my weather hits for the better half of a year now. But the fact that we're a year into this and my wife and I still don't have this down, I kind of assume that we're not alone. And so earlier I spoke with pediatric psychologist at Cleveland Clinic Children's, Dr. Kate Eshelman, about a variety of topics, but the main takeaway was that we parents are still going through a lot of change, and our kids are too.
All of the things that we're recommending for the kids are important for the parents too.
Working from home. It's been great for some, but for others, more like a chore. But for those with kids like me, it's been challenging to do double duty.
We've been locked up, and we've heard the tips. Obviously, when we first started, this was all new to us. What kinds of things do you think parents are dealing with most now that they could easily correct with some kind of routine change or mental shift?
The thought that they could easily correct something may not be an appropriate goal, right? I mean, we're almost a year into this, and I think everyone is having increased fatigue. And it's almost harder, now that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, we feel so close yet so far away.
As parents, we still need to care for ourselves in order to best interact with our kids, and that can be challenging. We've all had rough days, but Dr. Eshelman says keep this in mind.
If your child's having a particularly difficult day, it's easy for us to get increasingly frustrated and vice versa. And so just paying attention to those interactions and trying to limit the frustrated interactions when possible.
One of the biggest challenges, explaining to young kids that just because you're home, it doesn't mean you're available.
But I do think there's a bit of a challenge for kids too, with having a parent in the household and the expectation that the parent is there to play with them or is available for them, and that's not always the case. And so that's a hard adjustment for kids to kind of sort that out, that like they're home but they can't play with me, and trying to kind of figure out what those interactions can look like when everyone's together but can't be together.
You were absolutely right on that, because there's so many times, like my wife works now and then I'll take over later, we switch, and there's so many times where she says, "Daddy, can you play with me?" It's like, "No, I'm working." And we're very conscious of when we say that, we almost feel bad about it, but it's the way it is now. It's nice to have a professional who gets it.
I do get it. It's nice to be back in the office, but it's, the struggle is real, so hang in there.
Yeah. And hang in there is right. It's all we can do. Right, buddy? All right. And here are 3 takeaways that we want to give you from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Number 1, keep a routine. Even a year into this, keeping a schedule is important as we continue to find ways to best contain flexibility and be productive at the same time. Secondly, separate parent and business roles. So make sure your child knows when you're busy working and when it's time to play. I think that's been the toughest thing we've had. And third, plan for interruptions. Keep in mind that it's not normal for kids to learn from home while their parents are working right alongside them. So try to be flexible when things don't go as planned. And flexibility, I want to say, is probably one of the things that, as parents, we've learned the most out of this whole thing. It's been unique, but, I think when it's all over, it's going to be kind of sad to leave it,
3 kids under the age of 5. Just to remind everybody, 2 full-time working parents with 3 kids under the age of 5. And the most exciting times they have is to go out in the backyard. So, it's Matt, I know we talk every day, but I am just in awe of your dedication to your craft and what you do and how you're handling everything. I know you have bad days and we do everything we can together to try and help that. But, you're just killing it and doing a great job, and we appreciate you so much.
Yep. Absolutely.
No, well, I appreciate that very much. I think the flexibility that you guys have given me has been just a godsend. So thank you very much. And Wyatt thanks you as well. And he's going to go chew on some cable cords now.
Yeah,
safely.
Get those teeth in for sure. Well, I'll tell you what, it's a series, everybody.
Yeah.
So we're going to hear more from Matt coming up in the future. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Matt has done a great job, and we get a great seat for it, Bets. Yeah. We get to watch him every day as he does a terrific job with the forecast and parenting as well. Keep it up, brother. Still ahead on What's New, J.J. Watt. Thanks. Off the table. So, who are the Browns eyeing now in the upcoming free agency period? We have the latest that's ahead in Clicking in Cleveland.
And then, in case you didn't know it, reading is cool. 3 News teams up with other groups to promote reading. We're going to show you the newest little free library in Akron.
And we'll take a live look at CSU Cam right now. It's just so nice to see the sun right now. Seriously, remember a month ago, the sun was already set. Beautiful shot right now. Now, the clear skies are going to continue, but we've got some temperature swings to go through over the next 7 days. We'll take you through those, and we'll actually look at a nice warm-up in the future. All coming up after the break.
Thanks so much, Matt. I can't help but giggle on that one. Well, today our Save Our Sauce feature is Urban Kitchen and Cafe in University Circle. The owner says they're the only restaurant that features authentic Egyptian food in the Cleveland area, and that you should try their pasta bechamel. Sounds phenomenal. Check out this restaurant and more from our Doug Tratner at WKYC.com/Save Our Sauce.
Hello, Al. In case you didn't hear, J.J. Watt got signed by the Arizona Cardinals, and we're talking about that again today. Do I? Okay. Let's see. There we go. It was on the built-in somehow. Thank you. Okay, we are continuing to talk about the fact that J.J. Watt is not signing with the Cleveland Browns. It is. Thank you very much. Yes, it is. With lots of experience.
Oh boy, that sunshine was so nice out there, and yeah, everybody's all excited about seeing sunshine, but the even better news is we're in a really kind of super chill pattern, and I'm not talking temperatures necessarily, but just overall, we just don't have a lot of super exciting weather coming our way, and we're fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah, Betsy, we've wrapped up our weather calls about 10 minutes early every day this week so far. So it's
so nice.
You know, I enjoy talking to you guys, but you know, when there's no weather, you know, you can go make a cup of coffee. It's kind of nice. But you know, the thing that we're going to have to deal with this time of year, not just the cooler temperatures, but if you live near the lake shore, you know all about the lake breeze. That lake water is obviously cold right now, so there's a big dome of cold air that develops. Cold air is heavy and dense, so as the daytime heats the land, you tend to get that cold air rushing inland. So we're going to be dealing with that lake breeze. It'll just take forever to warm up near the lake shore, it feels like this time of year, but Akron down towards the south, you're going to enjoy some nice temperatures. So right now, we're still near 40 degrees as you get away from the lake. You can see downtown, even Chardon sitting in the low 30s. It's kind of winter-like there, but the sunshine has helped. Notice how much of the country is under the warming air off towards the west, 60s in the plains. This real cold snap air has hit New England. That's the one that came in last night. That is outbound. We should get a pretty nice mild day tomorrow across northeast Ohio. I showed earlier ocean effect clouds. That's how cold the air is out over areas of the Atlantic, off towards Maine and Bangor, Maine, and areas like that. But you can see for us, we've got sunny skies now, but there is a system off towards our north. This is going to shift our winds late tomorrow, and the wind shift is everything this time of year. We'll start with a southerly breeze. We'll end up with a northerly breeze, so two different air masses during the day tomorrow. System down towards our south, not doing much for us, and then obviously there you go. That's the chill weather that Betsy's been talking about, coast-to-coast sunshine for the rest of us. You can see the warming trend versus 24 hours ago off towards our north. That'll move in here clear tomorrow. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. You can see how we start tomorrow with clear skies. It will be a chilly start. We'll warm up nicely, though. By midday, we're talking temps near 50 from Akron down towards the south. Meanwhile, we start to bring some clouds in from the north. That's that wind shift I'm talking about. So earlier in midday tomorrow looks great if you're in our northern tier counties. Later in the day, that wind will come off the lake. We'll likely see some flurries tomorrow night, just notably colder as we get later into the day tomorrow. Thursday will be a chilly day. We'll likely have some clouds, some lingering flurries around. Temps will struggle to get out of the 30s. And one of the main reasons for that is this big old area of low pressure that's heading up the northeastern coast. That's going to sit and spin and just kind of sit there for days, bringing us a northerly flow. But by next week, all indication is that we break out of that, and we're going to have some real spring-like temperatures next week. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast, you could see the difference between Wednesday's 47, the cooler flow Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Lots of sunshine in between, though, and then we break out of it Sunday, Monday. And, Jay, temperatures are going to go above average, and I think above average pretty nicely. Next week is going to be the week. This week will be the week where we enjoy sunshine. Then we'll talk temps next week when we can really enjoy it all.
All right, very good. Hopefully down the road we can put it all together, sunshine and temperatures.
Yeah, right?
But you got to take what you get, and that certainly looks good. Matt, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Right now it is time to see what is clicking in Cleveland, and for that we bring in our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. Stephanie, as always, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jay. We've got some good news for Akron's Chapel Hill Mall. It could be getting a big makeover. If the city approves a plan submitted by the company buying the mall, Solon-based Industrial Commercial Properties, that means $6 million in renovations. That's not including another $20 million in project costs. If it gets the okay, construction could start as soon as this spring, and that will bring about 400 jobs along with it. So good news there. Now, with J.J. Watt off the table, the Browns will have to look elsewhere to shore up that defensive line. One option is pretty close to home. Carl Lawson with the Cincinnati Bengals. Over his 4 seasons there, he's racked up 20 sacks and 83 quarterback hits. Jadeveon Clowney went to the Tennessee Titans last year, and the Browns were interested then. Now, after a not-so-hot season, he could end up in Cleveland at a discounted price. And there's also Trey Hendrickson with the New Orleans Saints. They may have to let him go because of salary cap issues, which, as we know, is not a problem for the Browns right now. For more, you can check out Ben Axelrod's analysis on WKYC.com. And March is Women's History Month, celebrating women who have changed the world. And we want to know, what woman has changed your world? Email us a description of that woman, what she's done, and any other facts you want us to know, and she could be featured here on the show. You can send all that info to yoursay@WKYC.com. And make sure you send us a photo, too, so we can put a face with the name of that incredible woman. Jay and Betsy, I cannot wait to see these submissions and learn about all the women doing incredible things here in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, I'll throw my mom into the mix. I mean, changed my life. I'm sure I think all three of us feel the same way, right?
Mm-hmm. With our mamas, you betcha.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Powerful women. Hey, Stephanie.
Yeah.
I'm going to embarrass you for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I want to wish you a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday! Oh, thank you guys. Oh, look at that. That's so great.
Yeah. Now, do you have any fun
sweet.
plans?
Thank
I know
you.
it's a different year, but do you have any fun plans? Anything you want to do to celebrate?
It is very different. I'm celebrating small this year, but I am doing this kind of just goofy thing online. Since I can't have the big party I want to, I've been raising money for the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland, and I'm going to Instagram some karaoke this weekend. That's my plan.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Wow.
I'll be on the lookout for that.
Definitely.
And I think I want to say you only turned 25 once, so enjoy it, Stephanie. Enjoy it. Happy birthday.
I will, absolutely. Thanks, Jay.
Happy birthday, Stephanie. Well, ahead for us here on What's New, we're helping kids get into reading. Where the newest Little Free Library just popped up.
And then a local teacher is getting students excited about returning to school. We've got the ultimate hype video ahead in our Show Us Something Good. As we told you earlier in the show, today is Read Across America Day, which is celebrated alongside Dr. Seuss's birthday. The goal is to get kids and teens reading. In honor of the big day, 3 News partnered with Little Free Library, the LeBron James Family Foundation, and Joanne to unveil a little free library at the I Promise Village in Akron. We were there this afternoon for the unveiling. Here's a first look inside.
Today was a big day for a 4th grader named Maria. She became the steward of a new little free library at the I Promise Village in Akron, where she lives. Maria loves books, so she's the perfect person to be in charge of this special gift unveiled on Read Across America Day. Her job? Keep the library filled at all times. Today, she stuffed it with multicultural books from Little Free Library's Read and Color initiative, and also some of LeBron's favorites.
Joanne Spurs was so happy to partner with the LeBron James Family Foundation to bring this Little Free Library to life. We have an in-house crafted content team, and they put together a paint-by-numbers design, and the families at the I Promise Village, as part of the LeBron James Family Foundation, they got together and they used beautiful colors and paint supplies to make this beautiful, colorful Little Free Library that's custom for this location.
I like reading because they make you think about stories, and stories make you think about imagination. My name is Maria, and I love reading.
This is a fun project WKYC Studios has been planning for months with the help of Joanne Craft Company. And thanks to a caring community on this Read Across America Day, Maria has everything she needs to spread her love of reading to all her neighbors.
Well, in the background there, you may have seen the gal with the Channel 3 little black jacket on. That is our Margaret Bernstein, who is our community relations director. She's phenomenal. She is a voracious reader, and anytime she can get kids excited about reading, she is in the first seat to do it. And you know, she's just done a wonderful job of coordinating all these Little Free Libraries and our interaction with communities all across Northeast Ohio.
After I met her, I was maybe 3 minutes into our first conversation, and all I could think of is this woman's passion is just dripping off of her. Every project she takes on is a labor of love, and we love her here.
And she does a phenomenal job on every single one.
Coming up next, a back-to-school anthem. We're going to introduce you to one local teacher and share her special message to her students.
And speaking of teachers, coming up on What Matters Most at 6, one new initiative is working to encourage young black males to read and someday become teachers. Our January Keaton explains what Read Like Me is all about.
Hey, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Good evening to you. I'm Laura Queso. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Al, how are you? Thanks for joining us. I'm Russ Mitchell, and I'm Laura Queso, and I'm Betsy Kling. Thank you. Jay, how are you?
I'm coming, sir. Keeping myself warm in the old Jeep there. Testes 1 and 2, sometimes 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now.
Check 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Will at the Rock Hall, live at the Rock Hall, talking about the.
Yeah, check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brandon's microphone still here.
Now to our show is something good. And one local teacher is trying to pump her kids up to get back to the classroom. And she's doing it one verse at a time.
Straight A's and scholarship success is all we gon' get better acknowledged because he's coming for all of it.
That is Mrs. Tawana Taylor and her middle school students at East Academy, a public charter school in Collinwood. They've actually been in person since August, but wanted to create this back to school anthem for other kids going back to school this month.
That had a great sound to it.
That is fantastic. That's some good style right there.
That's how you get the kids' attention right there.
Oh, and some moves.
Oh, come on.
What?
It doesn't get any better than that. I love it. All right, Betsy, I want to end by giving a shout out to two of our most loyal viewers. We got to say happy birthday to Bill and Priscilla Bland. Normally we don't do birthdays, but Bill turned 80 recently. Priscilla turned 84 recently. Their son Bill emailed me to say they watch us every day and they say, Betsy, we're the highlight of their day. So I figured we could take 30 seconds and say happy birthday. Bill tells me they've been very lonely throughout this pandemic. He lives in Michigan. Obviously, he can't get to see them because of what's going on. Bill loves to garden, Priscilla loves to cook, and we wish you both a happy birthday. And they didn't know this was coming. They live in Canton, so happy birthday, Bill and Priscilla.
Surprise!
Yes. We're out of time. Thanks so much for joining us. Back tomorrow at 5. We'll see you then.
What matters most with